Welcome back to Star Trek Online, everybody. I'm your host, the Housecoat Gamer. You know, I keep trying to find a new message in a bottle pun for time in a bottle, but nothing comes to mind. Because sending out an SOS isn't working. I've done message in a bottle. 100 million bottles washed upon the shore.
We have a lead on the Krenim. Voyager went to Krenim space looking for them a few months ago, but didn't find much more than a boudoir and some anomalous sensor readings. But now, we found a Ferengi selling what he claims are Krenim artifacts. You are authorized to negotiate with the Ferengi and obtain these artifacts. Follow the trail where it leads. We need a weapon against the Icodians. And the Vardwar have gone to a great deal of trouble to keep whatever secrets the Krenim have out of our hands.
Yes, they have. Now, I switched to the D7. In fact, I might as well fly D7s for the rest of the war. But that's something I'm going to have to decide on my own. For now, though... Look, we've all done this mission before. I might as well just turn off the microphone. Because, let's be honest.
Welcome.
There's not much more I can say that wasn't already said in another vid. Except, of course, being overly aggressive because, well, Klingon. And it froze, didn't it? Or it didn't. And it's just being stupid. Stupid I can live with. Now to be utterly and completely aggressive.
May I help you? Oh, wait, you must be... I'm sorry, but the business facilitator is busy at the moment and cannot be disturbed. Yes, but Quen left me explicit instructions about this. He's in the middle of a delicate negotiation to triple his profits on the sale of a rare Delta Quadrant artifact, and cannot be disturbed. Maybe, let's see, it was something Krenim, I think? Oh, Delta Quadrant treasures are all the rage right now. Artifacts from cultures the Vadwar wiped out are particularly valuable. Quen's made quite a bit of latinum bringing them back through the gateways. Now, that profit-sharing plan he promised me hasn't materialized, but is it my place to complain?
It is, but I don't have time for this.
Look, Quen hired me to answer the comms and chat up the customers, not to be security. Go right in. Just try not to break anything. Quen will find some way to blame the damages on me.
I don't care. Just open the door. Very aggressive, very Klingon. Yeah, that's typical.
Not so fast. The gentleman with the rather imposing associates over there has just made a very competitive offer for the device. Care to make a counterbid?
How about I shoot you in the head, shoot them in the head, and just take it?
Well, they are very large associates, and they are armed.
So am I.
You said there weren't any other buyers, Quen. And now what do I see? Klingon warriors here to cause trouble and drool on things. Guards, get these riffraff out of here so I can conclude my deal in peace.
You are going to regret that. gentlemen.
Fine! I'll add what I was going to pay those guards to my offer.
Hold it! I am Nog, son of Grand Nagus Rom. And I am a Ferengi. And when you deal with these people, you deal with me. You have a choice. Either deal with me, or I ask my father to have a word with the liquidators about your poor business practices.
Well, I'm sure we could come to an understanding.
That's what I thought. Now, kiss the staff. Get out! Not you, Quinn.
Well, I should skip through all this. I mean, you've heard it all before. But I won't. Because, well, that's how it works.
Here's my best offer. How about we agree on a price, and you get your Delta Quadrant doodad, and I leave. Everyone's happy.
No, I'm not happy because I haven't shot you in the head yet.
No? Fine. How about I answer your questions and maybe then I get to leave? But let's get on with it. Every minute I stand here, I'm losing a strip of platinum. Time is a very valuable commodity. The device is Krenim in origin. Specifically, it's from the Krenim Imperium. Constructed sometime in the mid-22nd century, if I had to take a guess. Strange piece of technology. I haven't seen anything else like it. Highly advanced, and it has hallmarks of Krenim work, but it's, odd. Definitely odd. The Vaadwaur, that's what. At one point, the Krenim Imperium held more than 200 star systems in the Delta Quadrant. They lost some of that territory in the Capital Wars, but overall they were doing well. Not the biggest business in the quadrant, but not the smallest either. When the Vaadwaur started their war, Gaul took a special interest in the Krenim, bombed them back to the Stone Age, and then some. As far as anyone knows, the Krenim are basically extinct these days. I picked it up from a Talaxian who wanted to trade for supplies. He told me he got it from the Kayana system. That was it. There used to be a Krenim colony there, but it's gone now, just like the rest of their empire. The Talaxian wasn't very clear on that. He just said, gone. If I'd asked any more questions, he might have increased his price. As a show of good faith to the son of the Nagus, I'm willing to tell you for free. But don't let this get around. It would ruin my reputation as a businessman. The device emits some unusual energy readings. The shielding may have malfunctioned, or maybe it's not fully operational anymore. I'm not sure. But that's why I'm selling it as an antique. As is, and no refunds. Do I look like a member of the Vulcan Science Academy to you? I don't know. It's yours now. You paid for it. You figure it out. I hope it doesn't blow up your ship.
You're next.
Now, may I go so we can put all this unpleasantness behind us? I want to drown my sorrows in a comic cocktail and think about all the profit I didn't earn today.
Get out of here. There.
Don't let the staff of office and these good looks fool you. I'm here as a Starfleet officer, and I don't normally flaunt my family connections. But in this case, it seemed like the best way to solve the problem. So I borrowed my dad's second best staff. Interesting. I know Voyager encountered the Krenim during the journey, and Tuvok was looking for survivors of the Vaadwaur purges. For now, though, perhaps we should concentrate on learning what we can from this device. Quinn left without taking down his security, but fortunately I know how to get around it. This isn't a very sophisticated system. It's hardly worth the left we paid for it. If we overload the EPS conduits, we'll create a cascade failure in the system that the control protocols won't be able to handle. That should drop the force field. I think you can overload the EPS conduits in the corner there. Now that the power flow is disrupted, we can override the administrative access requirement. The controls are, yes, over here by the artifact. Excellent. Now we can get a good look at this. The waveforms aren't like anything I've seen before. I think I'm getting something. This is definitely Krenim in origin. And Quinn was right on the age. I'm also seeing some repeating elements in the base code, almost like a signature. And that strange energy Quinn was talking about is actually chronotons. A lot of chronotons. And chronotons mean temporal manipulation. This little box just got a lot more interesting.
Say it with me, DS9 fans. I hate temporal mechanics.
I'll take the device back to my ship, the Chimera, and have a look while we're on the way to the Kiana system. From what I understand, Voyager sent an away team to the Kiana system a few weeks ago, but they encountered some resistance and were forced to pull back before they can find what they were looking for. But now that we have this, maybe we'll be able to find what remains of the Krenim, if there's anything left to find. I've explored many places as a Starfleet officer, but this is my first time seeing the Delta Quadrant. According to Quinn, the Krenim artifact came from this system. I hope we haven't come all this way just to chase ghosts. I've had a chance to look at the Krenim device, although I'm not sure how to activate it yet. It's definitely designed for temporal manipulation, although I don't think it would enable someone to travel through time. It's almost like a step sideways, if that makes any sense at all. I'll keep working on it and let you know if I learn anything more.
It's temporal mechanics. It's always weird.
Voyager's preliminary scans of the system turned up a number of anomalies, but nothing conclusive. According to Krenim records, though, there's supposed to be an M-class planet in this system. We're not reading anything like that on the sensors. Could be. Let's check that wreckage out first. It might give us a better idea of what happened out here. And we should be on the lookout for Vodwar. Preliminary scans indicate they've been actively patrolling through this system. Keep an eye out for Vodwar. They're still patrolling this area. If I had to place a bet, I'd say that wreckage is where this artifact was found. Heads up! Vodwar on an intercept course. The wreckage appears to be Krenim. The weapon signatures are definitely Vodwar. According to Voyager, the Krenim were a fairly small society. There had to be a reason the Vodwar went out of their way to target. There are more Vodwar on an intercept course, but we may be able to avoid them. I suggest we use the mineral content of the asteroids I've marked to conceal our energy signatures. Vodwar sensors aren't as good as ours. Most of their technological advantage appears to be directed toward making better weapons. So it should work, as long as we don't attract their attention before we get out of their path. Harold! They must be looking for that Vodwar patrol. I don't think those Heralds detected us. Let's hope they don't come back this way. Herald's inbound! The Vodwar must have gotten a signal out. So much for our investigation.
That's the D7 for you.
There was something about the Krenim that was such a threat to the Vodwar and the Iconians that they're still patrolling the old Krenim systems. If we can find more Krenim technology, or maybe unlock what we have, we might be able to find out what is so important. That could be something the Alliance can use against the Iconians. I recommend that the Chimera and your ship patrol the outer system while we take an away team to the surface. I'll bring the device and keep trying to learn more about it. This doesn't make sense. There's nothing here that would cause the readings I was seeing from orbit, but there are traces of chronotron particles. I've never known chronotrons to appear naturally without some sort of temporal manipulation going on, but there's nothing here. I'm starting to come up with a theory, but I need some more data. I recommend we take some additional scans.
Scanning time.
Exactly, but we need to be quick. Those patrols we encountered in orbit will be missed soon. I'm going to order the Chimera to try to avoid contact, but warn us if more ships arrive. These tall spires are charged with temporal energy. Curious. It's almost like it's in a state of temporal flux. I need to get some scans. There's something going on. There are more mineral deposits over there. There's a resonant frequency here that's not natural.
Temporal manipulation never occurs
I'm reading
naturally.
another anomaly ahead.
And now for this stupid minigame. I never liked it. And I never will. Now.
These anomalies have a shape, like a warp field, but not quite the same. The only other place I've seen sensor readings like this was in the wormhole.
And here come the heralds.
There, behind those rocks. Hurry, they'll be here any moment. This area looks defensible. Get ready. I have an idea. We need to use the device. I've been trying to activate it and I've almost got it. Keep them busy. If I can get it working, I should be able to conceal us.
Do what you have to do. We'll keep you covered.
Here they come!
That'll slow him down. Uh-oh. Hate that bloody thing. I mean, seriously. Those things have a very big, very unstoppable hitbox. And I hate it. We are well aware, my friend.
I'm working as quickly as I can.
Work faster. That'll help. That came from the Chimera.
Watch out! There's more of them!
Because, again... Seriously, whose bright idea was it to give them disruptors?
I need more time to align these frequencies!
That was close.
Almost there. Just one more connection and that should...
Where'd he go? This is why I hate fighting heralds. Other than, you know, the broken hitboxes and the... Oh, no you don't. Oh, hell. No. 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 Emphasis on no.
If you'll forgive the pun, I managed to buy us some time.
Bad pun.
It's taken me some time to convince the Krenim to help us, but they finally agreed. Remember how I said the device could remove someone from the time stream? It did. That's where we are now, in the temporal bubbles, and how we perceive time in here is a little different than outside. That's why the heralds can't see us. We're out of their timelines. Out of all timelines, in fact. While we're here, it's almost like we don't exist.
I have been dishonored.
No one's shooting at us. I think that's a good thing. The Krenim are... they're a little touchy. Almost being driven to extinction by the Vaadwaur has made them suspicious. But they're willing to talk to us if we help them stabilize the temporal energy. I suggest we help. I wouldn't want to be in here if the fields collapse.
I've had some time to observe you and Captain Nog, and your actions make it clear that you are no friend of the Vaadwaur or the Heralds. This does not, however, assure me that you will be allies to my people. The Krenim have lost much. Our empire is gone, and our people have been killed or scattered. We are what remains, and I will do whatever I must to protect this system, even if it means leaving you to face the Heralds alone. You have already repaired some of our emitters that were damaged by the attack, but there is more yet to do. Our time stream is approximately half a second off real time. We found that's all that's needed to conceal our presence from our enemies. We can observe what happens in real time, as well as the possibilities that come from alteration of the timeline. Perhaps if we had made different decisions, we would be able to confront the Vaadwaur as directly as you do. Alas, they overwhelmed our defenses too quickly, and we lost our fleets and most of our worlds. Now I fear that altering this present would come at too great a price. I've had some time. You have already more of our emitters must be realigned, and there are other pieces of equipment my people are already working to repair. Assist my team, and then we will talk again.
You can tell the Klingon was a little offended there. But yeah.
The temporal compensators are out of alignment. They help keep us at a stable point in the timeline. The Imperium was at its peak in the mid-22nd century. At that time, it controlled more than 900 planets, and our territory spread across more than 5,000 parsecs. Then came the Rilnar, and the Zal, and the Garanor, the Mawasi, and the Nahydron. Our wars chipped away at us, carving one planet after another away from the Imperium. There were only 27 planets left when the Vaadwaur came. Now, almost everyone on those worlds is gone too.
Might as well just skip ahead. Might as well just do the historical thing instead of, well,
The temporal compensators are out.
this. After all, it's a bit of a difference, isn't it?
Good. I'll put the next location on your tricorder.
Realign the crystals, disconnect the buffer, realign the buffer. That's that one. And this one's just a simple wave game.
Your fight over the temporal technology was developed by a scientist named Anorax. He's still a mystery, even to us. We know he was a ship commander in the Imperium fleet and a genius in temporal mechanics, and that he started work on his inventions in the late 22nd century after our war with the Rilnar. Perhaps he saw temporal manipulation as a way to change our fortunes. We know he was working towards weaponizing his designs, and I can tell from what little I've seen that it is possible. But full access to his data is restricted, so I don't know the full capabilities of his work.
Oh, I do. I do.
Your fight over...
Okay, now it's starting to look like something.
It was insane. Madness. And, the madness pretty much screwed everything over. Countless species were erased, history was screwed over, time decided it had enough, and went, I'm pulling out a Starfleet officer because that's the only way I'm killing you.
Hold this. No, Anorax's original designs are for a temporal field that's big enough for a ship, sizable but finite. We've adapted the tech to cover much larger areas, but that makes the field more unstable, and we had to get everything operational before the Vaadwaur found us. So we cut some corners. A lot of corners. We're making updates and repairs as fast as we can, but we can't afford a failure. This tech is the only thing keeping us alive. Hold this.
Scan microfractures, formulate epoxy, repair, done.
That should do it.
Enjoy the conversation and the cutscene.
You've shown you're willing to help. Now perhaps we can come to a mutually beneficial arrangement. We have Anorax's plans, but not the... Interesting. The Heralds are opening a gateway. The repairs should be enough.
I beg mercy, Great One. It appears they used a cloaking device and escaped.
You are forgiven. Make preparations to depart.
As you command.
An interesting development.
These sentients have proven to be resourceful. Already they have thwarted our plan to bring in the Solanae fleet.
Their struggles are limitless.
And yet they injured even you, Ticket. I advise caution. They are more dangerous than they appear.
We should rend their worlds asunder. Spill them with blood until it fills the oceans. It is time to strike.
I understand you want vengeance, but we must not act in haste.
We will continue with our plan. The whole must be as one. The whole must be as one. Italia broke our unity. We were divided, diminished, weak. The others saved us from oblivion, but it took centuries to rebuild our bonds. We cannot risk more loss. The whole must be as one. The campaign will continue as planned.
They couldn't see us? There were Iconians right in front of us and nothing. They had no idea we were here. We were completely safe.
The only protection left to my people is our ability to manipulate time. But it is something we must do with great care. Even the most innocuous of changes can ripple through reality in unexpected ways. My people and I have made Anorax's theories of temporal manipulation our lives' work. In at least one temporal variant, his ship made the Krenim Imperium the undisputed masters of this region of space. If only we could recreate that vessel. Anorax designed a ship, a wondrous vessel that could manipulate the time streams and erase elements in an attempt to bring about a desired result. Our records show that he even attempted to use this vessel to restore the Krenim's fortunes, but he was defeated by an unknown alliance. Afterward, the Krenim Imperium declined, as perhaps was its fate all along. We were diminished, but content to let time progress as it would. Until the Vaadwaur.
This is what you get for screwing with time. Time screws back. And what is its usual weapon? Starfleet.
The first Krenim worlds to fall managed to warn the others. When the Vaadwaur came, we hid ourselves in the time stream. It was the only way we survived. Before the Vaadwaur arrived, we were working on a relic. It was a replica of Anorax's time ship. With it, we could have gone back and eliminated the Vaadwaur threat before it even began.
And made matters worse.
The Vaadwaur's assault on the Imperium took too much from us. Now we possess Anorax's work, but not the means to bring it to life. You have seen what our technology can do. We have the designs. You have the manpower and the materials. Perhaps your governments would be interested in mutual cooperation. Allow us a chance to undo what the Vaadwaur did, and we will give you something that will erase your enemies from time itself.
I would rather immunity from any and all temporal shenanigans, personally. You know, making sure I wasn't destroyed by weapons fire, that sort of thing.
There's more here than what you've seen.
You've hidden the entire planet?
Yes, we removed ourselves from the time stream to stay alive. With your help, we can change everything.
You hid an entire planet, but you can't build this time ship on your own?
We have the plans. Our resources are almost gone.
We have shipyards, workers, and all the materials you could need.
Precisely. We revealed ourselves to you as a gesture of good faith. What will you do in return?
The Iconians and the Heralds are gone. It's safe to resync with our time and contact our ships. But this is huge. A whole Krenim colony that survived the Vaadwaur? One that has temporal technology that even the Iconians can't counter? A weaponized time ship that can erase entire civilizations like they never existed? This could change the entire war. We could have a chance now.
Yeah, we could. By focusing all that energy on temporal shielding, making ourselves immune to Iconian weapons fire. not erasing things from the timeline. That's chaotic, and it doesn't work.
Temporal mechanics is not a complication we need, but this weapon they are proposing sounds intriguing. You and Captain Nog were correct in thinking the Alliance would be interested in investigating such a thing. Personally, I approve of anything the Iconians might fear. Kapla!
Housecoat Gaming, signing off.